Se o silêncio dissesse tudo, sentimento bom que me leva pro outro mundo. A vontade de te ver já é maior que tudo. Não existem distâncias no meu novo mundo, tipo coisas da sétima.
All right. Okay. This is episode 1,079 of Clint Cronin Show. Mr. Chad, Captain Underhook Sunderland is
in
that,
the house.
Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, we're going to go with that.
Captain Underhook. It's better than Captain Underpants or Captain Hook.
Yeah, I don't know who gave me that name, the Captain Underpants, but it's got to stop right here tonight.
All right.
Or today, wherever you're listening to this.
Captain Underhook's cool, man.
Yeah. I mean, it has a good ring to it. I mean, I get the underhook a lot. It's my move. I like to do it a lot. You may have felt it. Getting swung across the mat a couple times, it works. I like it. It's a go-to.
The guys, the guys are definitely in fear of the underhook. That and you're like 240 or something and 6'3", so you get the underhook, and it's gonna move you.
It'll move you. It's gonna let you know that I'm turning the corner.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's I try to like cross face the absolute shit out of you when you do it.
that effing sucks.
So I frame off of your far hip, and then I kind of have, I don't like cross face as much as I just kind of drag your cheek or chin like back to the center.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
no, it sucks. A lot of people try doing that, but when you do that to me, I feel it the most.
I don't think. Well, there's a lot of things in with Jiu Jitsu in terms of like not just like the application of pressure.
That was freaking sick in the movie when that happened, when he got it and he called down the Bifrost and he
with the mat and like really wedging in there and kind of making yourself stuck.
Definitely.
And I try to frame off of hips, and I'll make sure that I have good contact with both sides of the hip, and either hip rather. And yeah, we're kind of going off on a tangent here, but
I think I need a towel. Basically, I'm pretty wet right now, like in my face.
Oh, sweaty. Oh, is it hot?
Yeah.
We got the lighting going on in here, and it's a pretty nice night. It was warm earlier.
Yeah,
we had like
cut that out.
We had a couple people over earlier, just kind of
chatting it up,
shooting the shit. And it was getting warm. Like, man, I don't get to really sit and talk much if it isn't on camera, so I'm not really sure. I've got to like fix my makeup and shit.
No, I need to fix my makeup right now. I think
I need to buy some makeup. I'm seeing myself in the viewfinder. I'm getting kind of old.
You're getting older. Sometimes you need makeup, and I see,
probably
you need it.
Thanks. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying you need it necessarily. I'm just saying when people get older, they're not as confident, and then sometimes makeup may help in that confidence level up. Maybe.
I sat like front row a long time ago to Al Gore was doing his speech that on what was it called on an Inconvenient Truth.
Yeah, and
he owned a piece of a company I worked for a long time ago, and he was giving this speech to the whole company, like motivate everybody.
Yeah,
but it was just telling us
the story that Odin wore was truth. It was like PowerPoint videos. It's like having the flag at half. He basically
version of his show. It was like a one man show. He had like a Secret Service guy on each side of him, which is kind of weird. The earpiece, the black suit and shit, Men in Black.
Awesome.
And but no,
was Will Smith there?
I thought we were about to go public. I was ready to get paid and go the fuck home, and it didn't happen that way. He just was there to tell us an inconvenient truth live, and I was in the front row, and I had to pee real bad, and it took like 2 hours, and I couldn't get up because the thing was being filmed. There's Secret Service everywhere, and he kept trying to. And how many people do you think, like asking, that you ask the audience.
Yeah. And then they don't say anything, and you're like,
and it's all awkward. Yeah, just like that. And
that's great.
I'm trying not to pee on my chair and feet and stuff. And the weirdest part was, I don't know if he maybe had like some health issue or stroke or just like Botox, but like his face really didn't move when he talked.
Botox.
Yeah. I think it might have. Yeah, that's what I was going for there. I think he may have had some Botox injections. I never seen that really up close before. Kind of like Joan Rivers before she passed away. How like you knew she was 1,000.
Yeah, but her face completely did not move one bit.
It just didn't. Like if you saw that episode of Louis C.K. where Joan Rivers is on there and they hook up, and at the end, spoiler alert. Yeah, her face didn't move that much, but she is funny, man. Respect Joan Rivers.
No, big time. Yeah, no, she was.
I was a fan. I like her. man, we did
So,
a lot of stuff.
like the members from Black Order and Vision can't do that.
Oh.
That's
Here's the part
yeah. You know, I thought it was a good movie. To me, the ending, I wasn't used to seeing that. I don't know.
So hold on real quick. For people who haven't seen Infinity War yet, the next couple of minutes, spoilers.
Turn this off.
But we're going to just talk about the movie because if you haven't seen it by now, I mean, actually, it's crazy because as of the second weekend, tickets were still totally sold out all weekend.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, would it do like 260 million?
First day or the opening day or something crazy.
I got to get on the movie scene.
So it's pretty cool. Marvel was this close to having 2 movies in top 5 because Black Panther's still number 8 in terms of box office.
That's good. I mean,
it's crazy because you go in and you kind of need to see it for the Infinity War movie to mostly make sense.
Yeah,
and you really need to see Thor Ragnarok too.
Big time.
Those two, it's like there's 2 main acts to that movie, 2 main like paths the characters are kind of, because there's so many characters, like 72 heroes and villains total.
Yeah.
So Thor Ragnarok ends and immediately like a half hour later you jump right into Infinity War, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a shocker. You're like, oh wait, what the heck just happened, right?
And then when they wind up crossing paths in Wakanda or with the Black Panther people, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to get the context of who a bunch of those people are and like what it means to the story.
Yep.
And it's genius because like this is the first franchise where they've had like 15 fucking movies all in the same world.
Yeah, and they actually done it right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at DC. I mean, I love DC. I love Superman. You know, Wonder Woman was great, but they're totally lacking in the movie scene.
So they make really good attempts at these movies that are like, but they change the characters so drastically. They tried to do Superman similar to like the New 52 Superman, and an indicator on why they shouldn't have done that should have been very clear. Nobody liked the fucking character. That they brought back the original like legacy Superman.
Exactly.
So why would you make a movie about this guy that like he's not really? I guess they try to make him younger and like less experienced, less sure of himself.
Yeah.
And that's not Superman.
No.
But they tried again. They did New Superman, the Chinese one.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
So there's a comic book called New Super-Man and the Justice League of China.
Okay. Could be good. I mean,
it's not
potential.
Bad. It's not bad. But what it is basically that newer, brash version of Superman. It's just
4 foot tall, or
no. I think he's comparable. I mean, he somehow got the powers that were like left over from New 52 Superman when he died or some shit.
Okay,
and then the Chinese government infused him with the shit.
Wait, how did he die? That wasn't Doomsday, was it? That was a different series.
No, what they did in the New 52, they basically had this Superman somehow was like split, and this version of him, he was just fucking all beat down. He had like kryptonite poisoning or something.
Shit.
And then he fought some guy basically to the death, and when he finally died, he basically his body just like dissipated into dust, almost kind of Infinity War-esque. There's the spoiler. That was the one we were going to tell you about.
Bodies exploding everywhere.
So
maybe not.
Were people upset at the end of the movie when you were there?
There was like mixed emotions. I heard people crying, which I was like, oh, okay, you know, people are really investing a lot of emotional ties to this movie. I mean, I thought it was a great movie, but that the ending did hit me. Because I'm not used to seeing that type of ending, where I don't want to spoil it, but whatever. But when the villain wins, you know, you don't typically see that in a movie where the villain wins and everybody's basically like, what are we going to do now? But I think it's a good setup because people know that it's it's a movie lining up for the next movie, kind of like The Empire Strikes Back. It's going to be like the Return of the Jedi for Marvel, big time.
Oh yeah, Empire Strikes Back is basically what this Avengers movie was to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And first of all, the comics have been out for 20 years now. So if people wanted to know what happened in Infinity Gauntlet or, you know, in the whole Thanos quest for the Infinity Gauntlet, he wins. Like that's at least in the first act of it anyway. They changed quite a bit of stuff. Like his motivation it's more clean cut. In the comic books, he was obsessed with death. Like,
it was, pleasing death.
Yeah,
and trying to
mistress death. Right. It was actually a woman, and she was literally death. And he wanted to impress her, please her by blinking half of the life out of the universe.
But it seemed like no matter what he did, death wouldn't still have any of it. Like she was like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
And he would still constantly be trying to get death to like him, but she wasn't having it.
Well, he was trying to manipulate it the whole time too. He had that like, Mephisto or whatever was in there. But there's more movies coming. They have the Ant-Man movie coming soon.
It looks pretty good. Ant-Man and Wasp. I mean, I thought she was a good supporting role in the first one. I thought, oh, that'd be cool. Then I forgot that there was the Wasp. I was like, oh, they're setting it up, of course.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if what I was under the impression that Ant-Man comes slightly before Infinity War, with like light tie-ins probably towards the tail end of it. So I don't think it's gonna have much to do with anything.
But it's interesting because I know when Ant-Man in the movie he can go subatomic.
Yeah, he can go like what do they call it?
Like the unknown place where nothing exists or whatever. Yeah. And they said that time and space doesn't even exist. So maybe that will have something to do with the Infinity War and maybe not in his timeline or whatever. I don't know.
Because they can go like subatomic or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah, whatever.
So if he can or can't come back maybe he can somehow sustain while Thanos is blinking. Because you still have a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, big time. Oh, hell yeah.
But at the end, Thanos snaps his fingers, everything goes away.
Douche. Sorry.
But like
that's the story. That's the line. That's the canon. Whatever. But
does he go away? Like because
Thanos?
Well, think about it. He snaps his fingers, and then before he goes back through that portal thing, you see him in what appears to be Soul World, and he doesn't have a gauntlet on his hand.
No.
So was he one of the 50% that went away?
But then when they came back, he teleported out. So how do you explain that?
Well, think about it. When he snapped his fingers, right?
Yeah.
And it took up to how long for a lot of those guys to disappear? Like there was a delay, so he would have
version of his show. It was like the amount of time he had for him to go. The Secret Service guy decided that's weird. Because there's
it's like a shout out to the comics where they show him at that little house, only a nice little farm area, whatever, wherever he is. Then there's the Scarecrow.
Yep.
Like that's from the comic books directly.
Yeah.
But differently, it's set up differently. It's a different part of the story and all this stuff, but. What I'm wondering is if maybe he was one of the ones that was blinked out of existence, and like the gauntlet seemed to be pretty much destroyed, right?
Yeah.
But he was still able to use the space stone
to teleport out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. The gauntlet, I don't think it's gonna work. So in the second one, I think they're gonna be trying to at least find Thanos and trying to get the gauntlet back or whatever.
Well, what I thought was the big Easter egg for that was the
second one.
So it's not Pip the Troll, but the guy who plays on Game of Thrones. Well, he's the one that actually crafted Thor's new hammer, Stormbreaker.
Yeah, it wasn't the troll, not the troll, but the dwarf
king or whatever. What's the actor's name?
All I can think of is Game of Thrones.
Peter Dinklage.
Thank you.
So Peter Dinklage, there was another like blank gauntlet.
I saw that.
Right. So probably in the comic books, Nebula is the one that's finally able to get the gauntlet off of him after being tortured the entire movie.
That sucks. By
the father, right?
Yeah. Her so-called dad. Yeah, it wasn't the.
He was able to kind of die and go and fight Dormammu, and he came back over and over because he has I'm figuring because he has that connection of magic and all these other realms and stuff, and he had that experience where he's twitching kind of when they're on Titan.
Yeah.
Then they're like, has he ever done that before? When he's in that trance, kind of twitching and stuff.
Yeah.
he's like, I just saw 1 million, 100,000 possibilities, and they're like, how many do we want? He goes, one.
Of course, always
right.
There's always one. Yeah,
but whenever basically he fades away and he's just about to die, he goes, it was the only way. We're in the end game now.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling like
he knew, like, we have to do this in order to.
Somehow it puts him at, like, the right people were empowered, the right people survived. And with him in that realm, I think it's somehow, because he probably won't be powerless in Soul World. He probably has something magic that is going to help him get over there. A lot of people are saying it might be Adam Warlock, that from because he was they allude to him in one of the Thor movies and also in
Guardians of the
Galaxy Part 2.
But Guardian of the Galaxy Part 2 doesn't. Oh, I'm sorry. The third one, which he's probably going to show up in, won't come out until after Infinity War 4 or Avengers 4.
So unless they somehow bring in so that race of people that they stole the batteries from. They were breeding in the movie anyway. The point, I think, of him, the guy in the cocoon, Adam Warlock, hopefully or allegedly based on the comics, they were building him to basically use as revenge against the Guardians of the Galaxy. Remember, they had all those drone fighters and they shit all over him, like they beat him, and they went and defeated those guys. So I'm thinking that maybe Adam Warlock first is like.
I can think of his Game of Thrones. Thank you.
So Peter Dinklage,
okay.
There's been no story build. You'd have to spend half the Avengers 4 building, this guy waking up from the cocoon and being like, I meant for a higher purpose, because like you have.
Well, you just have so much story to tell. And right now, he's just not just like genetically
created person that we have no reason to believe is going to be anywhere near the story.
Yeah, basically. And then, I mean, he's a big part of the story too in the Infinity Gauntlet comic book stories.
He basically fights to a standstill with Thanos, and like he's the one that strikes a deal with him. And but what it looked like, just from my perspective, is he snaps his fingers, the gauntlet's broken, the stones are still intact, but the reason they created this gauntlet with all this magic and the greatest, to
harness it all, right? So he can focus it and control it,
just to be able to wield it at all, right? Yeah. Because if you think back to Guardians 1, Star-Lord, right? He's in control of an Infinity Stone, but he's half celestial. He is half celestial. His father is like God level.
Celestial God, right?
Yeah. So and he's barely able to contain it. Thanos is able to
hold it with 2 fingers.
Yeah, he crushed the Tesseract with his hand like it was nothing. He put the beat down on Incredible Hulk. Bad.
Oh my God, that was so sweet. I mean, it was cool to see the Hulk come in and open up a can of whoop ass
for a second.
And then one of the Dark Order was just like, oh, let him have his fun. And then all of a sudden Thanos just like combo left, right, uppercut, and just slammed him. It was like the Hulkamania all over again.
Oh, he did the body slam on him. He reverted back. I don't think the reason he doesn't turn into Hulk for the rest of the movie is what people are saying.
That he was scared.
I don't think
he didn't want to come out of the closet.
I don't think he wanted to stay in the closet for that reason. I think he's pissed at the Avengers for betraying him.
You think?
Well, aren't they the reason he was sent off planet to fucking Sakaar to because he was too dangerous after the...
No, I thought he just flew off in the airplane because he's like, this is the only way I can not hurt anybody, because remember the Scarlet Witch, she did the magic and he injured everybody in, I think it was Wakanda. Okay. And then he was like, oh, I can't do that again. I can't let that happen again. So I think...
He did, okay, so it's not like in the comics how like the Illuminati basically betrays him and they send him off.
Yeah, I don't think it happened like that. I think maybe they tried to do that, but they realized they couldn't because of the things that they were missing for the Illuminati and all the things that they can't have in the comic book. So they're just like, we'll just say it's better for the people around him just to...
He just flew up planet on his own.
Yeah.
With no oxygen. It's pretty much suicide.
Well, I mean, it's the Hulk. I mean, he can probably survive.
But like no one's done that ever before.
True. Yeah. Superman.
Ever. because like that's not a real thing.
True.
But it just it doesn't make sense. They're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go off world on this ship that it'll get me there. What are you talking about? It's not a Greyhound. You don't know where the thing's going.
Or maybe he just thought, I'll just stay in this ship, and wherever it takes me, at least I'm away from hurting anybody. And then maybe Valkyrie found him and said, "Oh, not the collector, but
the Grandmaster."
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum's character was
it a Grandmaster? Was it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "No, I'll take him to Grandmaster, and then bam, have him fight in the arena, and one day find Thor." Which I thought was pretty awesome when Thor came in that one scene. I know him from work. I was like, "Oh, that was awesome. That was like the best intro."
Do you like how they kind of changed Thor's character after that movie?
They kind of changed him. I know what you're talking about. Like, they changed him to like a not so serious Asgardian, like badass.
Like a dipshit frat boy.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like, they made him into a dipshit frat boy, and they made Incredible Hulk into this dude with a comb. Like, he had a comb over and shit.
Yeah. No, I didn't like that. I thought Thor, how he was with the long hair and then the beard, the badass beard, was just killer. And then they just changed it for some reason. I think Marvel movies, they like that comic portion of
it's like having the comedy more clean cut in the comic books. The haircut doesn't bother me.
I think he looks cool with the short hair.
Yeah.
It's not really like a long hair world anymore.
True, but the Thor world, like the comic books, all that, like that's what I remember of
the long
Thor.
hair. Yeah. And then I like that he got the eye back. The patch I thought that Odin wore was it was like when you're grieving, it's like having the flag at half mast.
Oh yeah,
he wasn't actually fucking blind in one eye. He's Odin. he's the guy's a god. He's like, oh my.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I need my glasses. Where's my prescription?
Yeah, sure. Like he's like all fucking seeing, all knowing anyway. But yeah, it's pretty cool though. The new hammer's dope.
That's pretty sick. I was surprised that it withstand like the in the Infinity War, the blast of the gauntlet.
Yeah,
because I could have sworn I saw the axe thrown, and then
it went right through it and like went into the dude's chest.
Yeah, like done but not done.
Well, I think they called it literally the King's weapon. It's supposed to be more powerful in the movie than Mjolnir, Thor's old hammer. And
what about the staff that Odin has? Stronger than that?
Well, it's Uru metal, so that's supposed to be like the strongest, and it's like enchanted, and it does everything vibranium does. But I think also they harness like the power of like some fucking in the comics anyway. They took like this storm. It was like a cosmic storm that was like wiping out galaxies, and Odin like harnesses it and fucking infuses the Uru metal with it. So the hammer, that's why it's so powerful, right?
Yeah.
So they said in the movie, in Infinity War, that new
up for the next movie, kind of like The Empire Strikes Back. It's going to be like the Return of the Jedi for
Marvel Gate thingy, and like he's going to be able just to fucking use the hammer to like teleport to, like using wormholes and shit.
That was freaking sick. In the movie when that happened, when he got it and he called down the Bifrost and he's just standing there in the front of the battle, that chills everywhere. I was just like, oh shit.
He shows off and just beasts everybody.
Yep.
And then they show Scarlet Witch, who's so like they depowered Vision substantially in
big time.
They like, and because with Age of Ultron, he beasted on Ultron, and Ultron was supposed to be fucking crazy powerful.
Yeah,
then
I was shocked.
In this one, he's just getting all beat up by the Black Order. Like Proxima Midnight's fucking him up.
Yeah.
The what do you call it? The Mal or whatever his name is, like Ebony Mal or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
like that. All those dudes are just fucking him up,
like nothing. But then you have Cap, and then you have Scarlett Johansson. What's Black Widow? They tear up like one of the members from Black Order, and Vision can't do that.
Here's the part that I call bullshit on. He has an Infinity Stone in his fucking forehead.
Thank you.
And he blasts a dude with it, and he's just like
nothing.
Like he just blocks it. Like it's all that's supposed to be Infinity Stone.
Yeah, come on.
You should be able to fucking one shot anybody with that thing.
Yeah, big time.
How are you inconsistent with those? When Thanos uses it, it's just like he shits all over everything.
Big time.
And I get it. He has 6 of them, but this dude. it's an infinity stone.
Yeah.
It's literally
I think it was Wakanda. And then he was like, oh, I can't do that again. I can't let that happen again.
That was the first shit after the Big Bang. Those 6 stones were supposed to represent everything.
And then one guy can block it with like nothing.
With his wrist.
Yeah.
He's like, nah.
Like, were they Wonder Woman in that with the chalice or what's on her shoulder or the wrist?
Yeah, but so you make him way less powerful in this movie, but then Scarlet Witch was super powerful.
Yeah, and
she's anyway supposed to be like a very powerful mutant and shit.
I mean, she was able to.
She is a mutant, by the way.
Yeah.
She's an X-Men whole thing.
Well, she's not. Well, wasn't she enhanced though by Drecker in
the movie? But like she is like a what do you call Omega level mutant in like the X-Men stuff.
Well, I mean, Quicksilver. You shrink when you get older sometimes. No, yeah, just put them in a blue screen or what.
But it's like Days of the Future Past had both also.
Yeah, and then to go on a tangent, which Quicksilver was better, Days of Future Past or Infinity War?
Or for sure, Days of Future Past. That was like the funniest part of the whole thing, like him doing, running and shit that I wish the Flash would do in the show, where he would fuck with people a little bit more. Yeah,
like where's the comic? Because Barry Allen or whoever the Flash is usually
that. So like for me, I love the DC shows. Like I don't really get to watch TV, but I will watch the Flash every week.
Yeah,
I've been watching Krypton too.
Okay, that's just started, right?
Yeah,
Krypton sci-fi or
yes, it's pretty dope.
Yeah,
it's a spoiler. There's already fucking Doomsday cameo on it.
No,
and he looks cooler than the movie Doomsday.
Yeah, and is it Kal-El when he's a teenager? Or
this is Krypton 200 because Kal-El showed up as a baby, right? So Krypton is Adam Strange, who's like kind of he's a superhero. He's from Earth, but he went to this planet named Rann. It's next to Thanagar, where like Hawkman and all them are from.
Yeah,
and he's like the biggest hero on Rann. So that's like Polaris system shit. Like if you're into like deep cuts of like old school DC comics, you'll know who Adam Strange is.
Yeah,
he was a big part of like Infinite Crisis, which is a fucking awesome story. Like the Rann Thanagar war part, everything. The Countdown to Infinite Crisis, that shit's fucking awesome stories. It's Jeff Johns shit. This guy's fucking amazing. But so it's basically this guy travels from Earth 200 years into the past and goes to Krypton because someone is attacking the time stream, and someone's there trying to make sure that Superman's never born.
Oh, okay.
And the big bad is Brainiac, and he's fucking badass in this.
Does he have like the head with like the holes where he can plug into the freaking?
He has so far like you see his ship, and you see he's able to create basically like sentinels of him. Like he infects these people, and they become like they're his like progeny. And like he goes and scouts the planet for information before they fucking destroy it.
That was in one of the DC cartoon movies, wasn't it? The
yes.
Unbound, Superman Unbound.
I think it's just Superman Brainiac, isn't it?
Oh, it may have been, but no, Brainiac was the main. Yeah, Supergirl's on it. Yeah. Brainiac's doing the same thing as the ship. He's putting the drones down and taking over the planets.
Yep.
And then okay.
Yeah,
that's dope.
It's a cool show. I like the Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, like all that stuff's cool. The problem I got with Supergirl is like, and the Flash too. They play so naive.
Yeah.
And they always get one up by these like way less powerful people. Like Supergirl's like, wait, what? If you can see everything and think so much faster than everyone else, it's like, how are you taken advantage of so easily by these like way less powerful? Like,
yeah,
like this season, have you watched it? Flash?
No, not. I've lagged this season. I'm disappointed.
But like, how does a dude with a cold gun or a flamethrower or this season, it's the dude wasn't even a meta. He was just really smart.
Yeah.
And he figured out technology and planned stuff really well. And he's always able to be a few steps ahead of Flash. The dude can literally just be like, I got it wrong. His time, go back in time and be like, nope. And just put a banana peel under your fucking foot and you slip your fucking whole.
Well, the Flash can't do that anymore though, because if he goes back and tries to alter the timeline, that just fucks everything up.
But
what? I mean,
they're like, we must the time stream.
That's the whole show.
Constantly fucking with the time stream.
Every show, they're going back in time.
Yeah, like unless they went back to the day that they became the thing, and because they've already done that and stopped doing it.
Yeah.
And if the premise of the show is to fucking fix time inaccuracies or shit that went wrong on the time stream, it's like, wait, it's cool if you do it.
Yeah, but if the Flash does it, everything's all fucked up.
Yeah, like, and you got to be. It's like Doctor Who. I was never a big fan of it. My brothers were into it when I was a little kid, like the old version.
Yeah,
but that was always like time travel logic was. You make all these rules, but in every episode they break them by the last rule. Like the end episode, rather.
I mean, don't they think about this stuff when they're writing the script? Like, nah, fuck it, they won't know it.
No, there's always plot holes and shit.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new animated Batman Ninja?
Yes, that was freaking.
Is it cool?
Sick. The animation it's like next level animation. I mean, you're used to like the regular DC. I don't know how you distinguish that, but the artwork is just it's different. It's awesome.
It's more of like a fluid kind of like anime thing.
Exactly.
But the writing is cool. So it's basically their time or displace the Batman, the Joker, all the Robins to feudal Japan, right?
Yep.
And it's like samurais and warriors, ninjas, and like the clans and stuff fighting against each other.
With the castles that turn into mega robots.
What the fuck?
Oh, you didn't?
No, like I got halfway through the new Suicide Squad animated movie, which is dope.
That was sick. Hell to Pay.
Yes,
that was sick. Because Reverse Flash.
Yes, Reverse Flash.
Thank you.
I was stoked that they continued the Flashpoint movie into this, so they're finally kind of getting towards the tail end of the New 52 shit in the movies too. The cool one they're doing is they're redoing the Death of Superman movie in 2 parts.
Oh, I can't wait. That's going to be sick.
It is. It's like, it's so funny. Like the DC animated movies are
way better than the real cinematic movies at the theaters, unfortunately.
They're arguably in terms of like sticking a story and just quality, man. Like I think they're the best overall. I mean, the Marvel ones are epic and they're fun and everything, but if you're real, stickler about the details and like translating the book from page to screen, I think the DC animated stuff fucking stands alone on that one.
Yeah. But I don't know. I disagree with a lot of people though. Like when they say, "Oh, I saw Batman versus Superman," whatever. I didn't like it. I don't know. I think it depends like how you look at it. I mean, because the producers and the writers, they're trying to pull those 2 individuals in a real world scenario. So you really can't think, oh, that's not following the comic book norm where Batman is this just faceless, just cold-blooded, what is he? The detective or vigilante. Like, he doesn't crack jokes. He's just all serious, and then Superman, he's totally different than the movies and from the comic books. So that you kind of have to separate yourself from the comic book to like current times, I think.
But then you got these guys that do the movie reviews and they take the shit so seriously. They're like foodies on Yelp. Like you'll ruin it before you even get there if you just listen to these negative fucks. Like it's a guy in a cape and a guy in a cape and a mask, and it's Superman, all right? The guy's got underwear on top of his fucking tights.
Whatever.
And it's supposed to be fun, and I think people get carried away and they
otherwise they're gonna ship their stuff to Florida.
So many things can go wrong. They lose it, whatever.
And bringing all these characters in, and as long as the movie was like, it'll obviously stand up.
Yeah,
I think people were like overly critical. I'd be willing to bet that a lot of those negative reviews and stuff were kind of like, like the Russia thing with the bots and all this shit. I'd be more than willing to bet there's quite a bit of that, and the studios messing with each other and like dealing with not ads, but negative, like trying to fuck with each other's ads and not ads, but campaigns or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a bad movie. I think there's other stories I'd rather have seen told. I thought Ben Affleck was a really good Batman.
Yeah, he was a good Batman. I think he sold it well. And then now he doesn't want to be Batman because he's not going to be the director or the producer.
I don't think he wanted to be the producer or director. I think like the content and like what they were trying to agree as a script, like it was just a lot of just disagreement between all of them. And
it sucks.
Yeah, I'd like to see him stay as Batman. That the Joker's got to go.
Yeah, get get Luke Skywalker to do the voiceover, please, for the Joker. I think that would be freaking awesome.
You know who I still think would be the best movie? I don't think it was a bad movie. I believe this.
And I believe he could do a better job than even, what's his name that did The Dark Knight, right? The Dark Knight?
Heath Ledger.
I think he'd do better than Heath Ledger. And people think I'm joking, but Gilbert Gottfried.
Really?
Listen to him talk. He's already crazy.
True.
He looks like him.
I mean, I look at what was that Problem Child, and then I see him in that movie. I guess I can't visually picture him being.
Don't you typecast Gilbert Gottfried? He did what was it, like the Jewish Dracula, the Rabbi Dracula on that Son of the Beach show.
Yeah.
He's fun. I saw him do stand up last year. Cool.
I think he's been like in some of the DC cartoons. Like he's been an evil character. I want to say he was like a.
He was Mr. Mitchell.
Yeah, thank you.
An awesome Joker.
Okay.
Because he's got a very dark, twisted sense of humor.
Yeah.
He's got the laugh down. He if you look at the body of him, like he's kind of like
goofy.
Yeah, he looks. You wouldn't have to do much to make him into the Joker, and I'm pretty sure he'd be able to just ad lib and just improv a bunch of that shit.
Yeah,
and I'm not even trying to be ironic or funny. I think he'd be really fucking good at the job.
Better than this could be a different level, but Jack Nicholson. In the original Batman, was that 1980 something?
89.
89, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why? Because he's because they're different types of Jokers. Like the Joker from the Batman movie from '89 was like almost like the Golden Age Joker, where he was more like a gangster kind of boss. He was like funnier and but he had that romantic thing with Vicky Vale, but he wasn't that crazy.
Yeah,
he really wasn't. I mean, then you look at Heath Ledger, and that was like the anarchist.
He was pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, the fucking psycho. But I think
this was a different direction with
just about it, but just listen to the laugh.
I'll listen to it.
And some of his stuff on Howard Stern, like they did a bunch of bits where he's like, what he goes, he's fucked up jokes.
Wait, so Howard Stern is backing this, where he should be the Joker, or you're just saying that the bits that Godfrey does on Howard Stern?
It's been brought up on there too.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
They absolutely. I think he'd be tremendous at it.
Is he retired? Can we call him up? Or?
I saw him do stand up last year. Had my picture taken with Mr. Godfrey. Really nice guy. He's a little dude.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking lots of people are smaller, but I mean, he's he's
relatively
older
speaking.
now.
Yeah, I mean,
but
you shrink when you get older. Sometimes
I think he'd be good at the job.
No, yeah, just put him in a blue screen or whatever, or throw some paint on his face and just tell him, "Babe, be yourself." And
it's got to be better than the shit show we got from Jared Leto and that Suicide Squad abomination.
Yeah, that killed it for me. It's like, what? I mean,
what was that supposed to be though? Like, who was?
To me, it seemed like more he was like a fashion model with like his outfit and having like the button-up shirt with his like chest showing and like just. I don't know.
If you called him something else, I wouldn't have minded the character. But when you call him that, it's offensive because that's not the joke.
Because that's totally not.
It's not. And you look at the different incarnations of that character over the years. Like you have the Dark Knight Returns Joker.
Yeah.
You have and that's like the older version of Joker. You have Golden Age, Silver Age. You have New 52 Joker, who's way more brutal and fucking disgusting and just in your face. And then you have Death of the Family, or what's the what was the book with Batgirl with the not Death of the Family.
It wasn't
The Killing Joke.
Yeah.
The Joker from The Killing Joke, which is like another. Then that kind of became like the de facto Joker for a long time after that movie.
Yeah,
but or after that book, I should say.
That movie book, I think it should come up out in a movie. It's really good.
It's the highest grossing Fathom Events. It was in the theaters for one day for one showing.
It was.
Yeah. If you keep track of Fathom Events. That's the thing. If you want to go watch like a UFC in the movie theater, or like watch a Mayweather fight in the movie theater, they had The Killing Joke as one.
He's doing the same thing. He has the ship. He's putting the drones down and taking over the planet. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, the Comics Conspiracy Geekbox crew.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan Higgins for always hooking me up with movie stuff.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's a good connection right there.
Oh yeah, they all know him. They all love him, man. Like Scott Snyder called the other day when the DC Metal, the last issue came out. Like he calls.
Yeah.
And they sent him a cake, like overly
No.
I'd be willing to bet dragon thing. A lot of the last issue
Damage.
and it's pretty expensive. So you can send him a fucking cake about the ship from DC.
That's freaking awesome. That's love right there. That's respect.
Yeah, he's been in with like all the DC people for years. Like he'll go to those panels at Comic-Con and he'll go to ask a question. Like Jeff Johns and all those guys, they're like, oh yeah, hey Ryan, what's up?
Yeah,
They just fucking know him. It's like, all right, man.
that's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
that's the dream right there to go to Comic-Con. You have to buy tickets a year before you want to go.
Well, what you do is so first of all, you can, as long as you sign up for the Comic-Con website like has a membership where you sign up for an account.
Okay.
And then once you have that, it's like your open ID or whatever the hell, I don't know what to call it, but it's on the Comic-Con website. You have to sign up for a login, and they tell you like when the tickets are on sale and available. And then like you log on those days, and they have different prices depending on like when, like, but WonderCon, for example, you can, as long as you have your ID ahead of time, you can get the WonderCon one. So if you just want to go to like Anaheim, it's fine. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
The one in San Diego, that's the one they sell out pretty quick.
The king of all.
That's that
cons.
one. Well, that one in New York, but I think San Diego probably more so.
Yeah.
But I've done Vegas, like a few of the Bay Area ones.
Like the San Jose one.
I've done that a number of times. And then I've done WonderCon twice now. It's cool. I mean, once you go to a few of those, you've seen like most of what's there. Like I run into vendors like when I'm in Vegas visiting family and stuff. I go to Torpedo Comics.
Oh,
So that's the drummer from System of a Down owns it.
no shit.
Yeah, so he's in there just like kicking it. He's got his drum set in there. He's got a crazy collection of like really high grade like Golden Age and Silver Age books.
Oh, nice.
So you could go and drop. There's a couple books that are over $250,000.
No.
Yeah, they got the first appearance of Spider-Man, like, and it's CGC certified 9.4, 9.6 ratings, signed and verified, like in one of those CGC signature series certified things by Stan Lee.
No.
Yeah.
Is it like a case thing? Like the
It's like a plastic
Declaration of Independence? You know how it's like in that glass freaking.
It's in like this really heavy like plastic. If you to open it, you have to break the seal, and like it's no longer certified or whatever. I got a bunch of books like Jim Lee. I have a Stan Lee first appearance of Wolverine.
Oh.
So that was like 9.6 or 8 or something like that.
Out of like
10.
10? Oh, shit.
And like these are like for that one, his book, it's like a 60-year-old book, 50-year-old book, right?
No.
And they have like older, older Superman books, like the first Green Lantern stuff. They have stuff from the 40s, and like if you look at the color on the covers,
Yeah.
they look like new comic books. That's like how like good a condition stuff they have in there is.
Because they take more time when they produce
They
them,
just have like high end collections. This guy's got like when they go to a Comic-Con, Torpedo Comics, what they do is they bring out this thing called the Gotham Central Vault or whatever.
Nice.
And it's got a red carpet, and you go in this room that they set up at cons, and it's basically a museum. They're all for sale, but expect
thousands.
Like I said, like there's a few books over 100, over 200.
Wow.
Like they're serious, like high end. But then you can go and just go buy your books, whatever. They have statues. It's a cool store.
Yeah.
They also get a lot of like special editions. Like they do variant covers that are specific to Torpedo.
Okay.
So the cover's only available there, and it's special art just for like certain issues. And then I think every couple of weeks they have an artist or a writer like coming in and doing signings, and you pay them like $200 a year, and you get a ticket to every one of these signings. And there's like 20 of them.
Nice.
So you just go in, you're guaranteed to get some books signed, and they'll do the CGC grading right there. Like they send them off for you because they're a registered CGC place.
Wow, that's perfect. And if you want somebody to do it, might as well have them.
Yeah.
Right?
Otherwise, you got to ship your stuff to Florida and insure it and stuff.
So many things can go wrong.
Yeah,
lose it, whatever, damage.
And it's pretty expensive, so you can save money just dumping all your stuff there. And so it's not near the Strip or anything. It's kind of southwest Las Vegas, but.
Yeah.
Off of the 215, but usually like where I'm heading in Vegas, in that area, it's right in the path of kind of right from the airport to where I'm going, whether it's training or hitting 24-hour fatness or going visit moms or something.
Oh, that place is funny.
Yeah.
A lot of stories.
24-hour fatness or Vegas.
I've been to Vegas, for the birthday thing, and you have good interactions, bad interactions, but.
Are you like a gambling guy? Like anything?
No, it was just the birthday, alcohol, be intoxicated and just forget what happened the day or night before. Time disappears when you're in Vegas, when you're partying. But
I went with Shane a couple times, like Jose, all those guys.
Yeah.
And
done.
They'd look at me like I'm nuts because everybody would still be hungover and just dead instead of sleep. And I'd be at like 9 a.m. on my way to the gym. And like,
you gotta get the deadlifts in.
Like, what are you doing? I'm like, not this. And
yeah.
I remember Cardenas got food poisoning from some buffet food.
The buffets are always tricky.
I just don't do it.
I don't want to win for anything. It's not because I feel entitled. It's because I feel that my time is better spent.
It's all grabbing at shit on the buffet.
Exactly. Because it's like $50 and you can go back and get as much food as you want, but it's like.
But like, I don't want.
Exactly. There's no control, right? Like.
Yeah, I'm not that hungry though. Like.
And then you feel obligated, like, oh, I spent this money, I got it.
Yeah, and
you have Tupperware. I can take some home.
And there's people like they're serious about it. Like these like very big people.
Yeah.
Like they'll hang out there and like actually get flagged. They're like, no more for you.
They'll flag people?
Yeah. Like they'll try to like stay from like dinner to lunchtime or lunch to dinner time or something like breakfast. Yeah. Like they'll try to stay for a long period of time and just like I've heard of people being flagged at the buffet.
See, I thought about that if people actually did that, but
sure they do. Wow. Just hang out there and mess around and play on the iPhone or iPad or whatever and just eat.
God, I'm sure. That food can't be the healthiest, right? Some of the selections may be like a salad with no dressing on it.
But no one's spending $50 to eat a salad with no dressing. They're going to get like 10 scoops of bread pudding and like pizza and Chinese food and like
the truffles and
it's the international buffet, right?
Yeah.
What's the There's supposed to be a casino somewhere up north of here where they have lobster tails at a buffet.
It's not, was it Grayton?
Is that what it's called? And you have to like wait and have like a ticket or something. And it's packed with people. Yeah. It's supposed to be packed. Like some lady at 24 Hour Fitness actually was telling me about taking a day off work to go up. And it wasn't Cache Creek, but it was one of those casinos, probably about an hour and a half from here just to go eat lobster tails. And it's like, oh, they're good. You can have as many as you want. And then I found out there's a huge like line for it, and you're packed in there with all these people, and you'll be waiting like 2 hours to go eat and stuff.
Oh my God!
Like you're describing something horrific to me.
That's not. Yeah.
No, that many people all packed in, sweaty, waiting for lobster tails. Like,
but anyway, it's so I get out. let's go work out. Oh, time to shower. I go to the shower. Don't get me wrong. I like lobster tail. But I'm not going to go that out of my way to do that just for that.
No, not at all. It sounds terrible. Like the whole experience. Like,
I don't want to actually was telling me about It's not because I feel entitled. It's because I feel that my time is better spent.
It's not worth
doing anything else besides that. Like,
I'd rather be doing an underhook. What the hell?
Captain Underhook and the lobster tails.
Heck yeah. So back to 24 Hour Fitness. I have a funny story.
Uh-oh.
So I go there every morning. I train. I like doing the workout thing a lot. But anyway, so I get out, let's go work out. Oh, time to shower. I go to the shower. I'm looking around like, what's that smell? Like, I swear to God, it smelled like somebody was actually squatting and taking a deuce in or around the shower area. So I'm looking. So I look down, and in the drain grain, whatever you call it, there was a waffle of poo that they were trying to stuff down. It had to be they were trying to stuff down because it was stuck in the drain
of the
shower. So I was like, all right, this is what we're doing now.
So when the one we're talking about, the Super Sport in Sunnyvale,
yeah, which is in good condition.
When they first opened it, like first opened it, right? Within the first 2 weeks, that far shower so if you walk in all the way to the end to the right, there was a big pile of shit on the floor. Like someone just went in there and just shit and left.
Like, are they thinking like, I'm not going to make it to the toiletry, I'm just going to go right here and just F it? Or are they just like, no shame? Like, what's the thinking behind that? You're growing up, I have to go dookie. I'm going to go number 2 in the bathroom.
Let's go with there's a few possible paths. Right?
Okay.
I'm thinking mentally ill.
Okay.
1, 2, just an angry, not very nice person for any which reason.
Yeah.
3, maybe disabled, or like they didn't. There was no. Maybe that's. I don't know if that was the shower with the curtain thing. I don't know.
It was the one with the door.
Old elderly, maybe accident, but you know it was a pretty like
it was pretty well in the drain.
This one was in a pile, like it was like a dog that was close to
the ground. Like this was deliberate shit on the floor. It wasn't like something fell out of their shorts. Like,
yeah, like whoops.
So I worked at a tech company a while ago, and we had a young lady in her I want to say like late 20s. She stopped by, and she used to work there, and she wanted to say hi to her friends.
Yeah.
Upstairs on the second floor. Well, the front desk office administrator's
like, I'll just wait down here. She's like, I can go up. She's like, I'll just wait down here. CM Punk is
bring him back.
She went to go, like,
Well, is
and go on lunch, and the next person came to cover her lunch.
Okay, makes sense.
And then I guess the girl just figured, well, I didn't have that conversation with this person, so I'm just going to go the fuck upstairs. And the girl didn't check her because she didn't know what the fuck the situation was. She goes upstairs, and then she's like, okay, bye, like leaves a few minutes later. Apparently, she went into the ladies' room on the second floor, and just in front of the mirror, like not
CBD oils or no?
right there in the middle of the bathroom floor, and left.
Just all right.
Former employee there. Just dropped a deuce right there. There's other bathrooms. So this was like, I don't know, maybe like a disgruntled former employee.
Okay, maybe she was let go, and she was just like, you know what?
Disturbed though.
Yeah, I mean, who does that? I mean, there's also that workplace violence where somebody gets let go and they resort to.
No, this is like well after she doesn't work there anymore. She came back to visit her friends, is what she told the people. But yeah, she totally pooped all over the floor.
So is that mentally like unstableness? Like to actually consciously think, okay, you know what? They effed with me. I'm going to go.
But that though, like that level of just savagery to just do that, like,
God, like
that's crossing lines that I think most civilized folks just won't. Like it would never dawn on me to do something like that.
Yeah.
It would never. I'm like, what?
I mean, not even in like an emergency if I really had to go. Yeah. That's crazy. That's important.
Wrong.
That beats the 24 one.
Well, yeah, you figure you're 24, like somebody messed up, like, and no one's trying to be funny if they're trying to hide it, you know?
Yeah.
But it's still disgusting.
Okay, here's another one. 24, right? I swim in the pool. So I do one lap, you know, just to warm up. Her outfit's mimicking. Out of the corner of my eye, I see this big guy. So just turns the corner. The play is nothing. Just walking like nothing. Just like, oh, it's a hot sauna place. Like I'm just walking, letting everything hang, and
there was a naked man in the pool.
Yeah. Well, no. He didn't get to the pool. Like he was walking. He walked to where the water is.
Yeah.
He took a sip of water, turned around like nothing, and just walked back to the.
Were there women present?
It was full. Like there was at least everybody in a lane
people
in the pool. And then I'm sure they're like, oh, hey, at least Brock, maybe Brock, 2 or 3 Brock, people Brock, in the. He doesn't want that shit. He just wants to be
cock and ball swinging.
Yeah,
and
just no shame. I don't know if he was from visiting from internationally or thought it was one of those places where, hey, we're free balling it.
Yeah, but wow.
Yeah,
he's got to know. Well, maybe he thought it was not co-ed and just.
Maybe. I mean, there's now signs on the wall that say, hey, swimsuits are required in this area. Maybe he couldn't read it. I don't know. But it was, or you know what? He may have forgotten his towel and was just like, you know what? I got to get that towel because I'm going to take a shower. And I don't care.
But this dude went and got water.
No. He didn't get in the water.
No, he went and drank water.
He drank water. Yeah.
So he drank water totally naked and walked right back like it's all good.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
We probably sound
all prude or something. They were talking
no, it's like really
nudity, but this is not a nudist place. This is a 24-hour fitness.
Public, recreational.
It's a public
family
with people from all over the world.
Yeah, there's actually kids maybe sometimes in the pool.
I remember wearing one of those Brazilian Speedo things a couple times to the pool.
The banana hammock.
Yeah, well, it's a Sunga. It's not a Speedo. They're not as tight. There's some room for stuff to move.
That's important.
I think.
Yeah.
And it would be funny. I would be at a condo complex or whatever outside, about to go swimming, and the parents, like, there would be some kids with their parents, and the parents would see me coming. They're like, come on. They like pull the kids out. I'm like, yes, I get the place to myself.
No. Wait, so that they wouldn't pull the kids inside? Okay, time to go in. But then they would come back out.
No, they would just take them and run away. They were afraid of the.
They were scared.
Yeah, they feared the bulge.
Now, was this in the States here, or was this when you were like visiting or in Brazil?
No, this is here. Well, I wear them in Brazil too because I bought them.
Brazil,
there.
There's no F's given, right?
Well,
that's just the norm.
That's what you wear. Yeah, you'll see like these big, like obese people wearing like the tiniest bathing suits. They don't care.
Yeah,
they're happy as fuck.
It's like tooth floss. I don't care.
They'll make fun of you for wearing the board shorts. They're like, "What are you afraid of? Like, you got no dick or something?"
Yeah,
I don't know. But I would. Yeah, I still wear them around. I would wear them to the hot tub and the pool and stuff at 24 too. But then,
shit,
I just hadn't gone in that water in a long time because
it's tricky. I mean, you got to catch it on a good day on I think Friday morning or Friday afternoon.
If I know it's clean.
Yeah, because Thursdays they clean it. If what they do to clean it, I don't know. But the schedule's posted. But that schedule makes me confident getting in there and not hopefully catching something on the way out.
See, what bugs me, and if I pay any attention to things going on around me at that swimming area, I get upset, and it's just bad. Most people I see there do not shower at all before getting in. They'll come right from a workout, take their crap off, and just get in the hot tub. And a couple times I'm like, nah, you're showering first.
Yeah. No.
So what do you mean? You're not getting in here if you don't shower. I'm telling you right now.
Shit. I'm actually one of those people. But no, there's a but. There's a big but, not one small but. I do not come out from a workout and then get into the water because I think, yes, that is nasty. And then I do see people do that, and I frown upon that.
Okay.
So when I wake up at 4 a.m. to work out, before I do anything, I get in the pool first. Now, I know there's oils or whatever that your body accumulates during the night. I don't know if that's unsanitary enough.
You sweat.
Yeah, you sweat. I don't wake up in a drench, but
you should just spritz off in the shower first. It's a nice thing to do, but bearing in mind that oil might be protection from all the people that don't.
That's true. Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I feel like if I just jump in the water, wakes
you up.
Hell yeah. If I take a shower first, I feel like that nullifies the jumping in the water. Holy shit! Like I'm awake now. But this is preference
because it's like gradual, just weaning into it as opposed to just jumping in.
And then the key is not when I'm swimming, not to look directly down at the bottom of the pool because you might see some unwanted band-aids or some hair that you may not want to have in or around your face area.
Oh no!
But yeah, usually when you swim, your face is in the water.
Like the jacuzzi has that foam of doom.
I've seen
I've seen it's like the Red Death. It's coming for you. Like, you have to kind of like walk around away from it,
or try to like push it away, like spread it away from you, and then kind of make like a zone where nothing can get by you.
And they have that wheelchair launch thing, like the handicap, like it's like a.
For not able bodies. I mean, no, I respect that.
What do you call it? What do you call the thing? It's like
a hoist. Thank you. Mechanical hoist.
Yeah, like usually because it's like still sort of submerged when they're done using it.
Yeah,
it's like the foam all like congregates and gathers in that general area.
Then the foam is a result of that hoist, do you think?
No, I think that's just miscellaneous, like
hodgepodge of
oils,
bodily fluids,
ended
up and just trying to open something up and hopefully get like creams. Like sometimes they'll have like
soaps.
I'll smell like people having Bengay like when they walk into the men's room.
All right,
I'm thinking, okay, they're probably sore or they have a pain and they're gonna go push through it out there, like whatever. But I do smell that occasionally, so that could be it too.
It's just a combination of all sort of biological and pharmaceutical, and or what do you call like the creams and lotions and shit? What
CBD oils or no?
No, like what do you call like that type of product in general? Like like care products.
Yeah, Manscape? No.
I don't fucking know.
Shit, or whatever.
There goes articulation.
Yeah, out the window or out the door.
Oh, I did jujitsu.
That's right. That's what happened with the freaking seminar. That was
Eric Paulson, the main man from CSW down in Orange County.
Footlock.
It was just a 4-hour seminar on just violence. It was a mix of kind of no-gi, jiu-jitsu, and catch wrestling stuff.
Okay.
Lots and lots of moves that hurt a lot.
They did, and when you showed me that on Sunday,
knee bar.
The knee bar, yeah, that really that got me woken up. I was aware.
Yeah, they showed how to once you trap the leg and all this stuff, actually finishing it and using the other leg, and it was this whole system thing and a bunch of attacks from different positions, and we were doing shin locks, which are always cool. A lot of neck cranks.
Yeah.
And using the neck cranks to set up chokes, and then using half guard from both positions to set up different leg dilemmas and conundrums and violent stuff. It's cool. He's really funny. He was showing all the moves on Eric Acha, the Jean-Jacques black belt that owns Peninsula Self Defense.
Yeah, I saw that where he started tickling his feet.
Yeah, he set him up in that cloverleaf submission, and then he hooks the one leg, bars the other leg, and starts tickling the bottom of his foot. And
Classic.
He's twice his size, and he's first of all, you're being leg locked, and it's kind of his way of saying I could have broke your leg.
But we're just showing.
Yeah, there was lots of fart.
What is that? I mean, there's also that workplace violence. There's a lot of those in that when I train. They resort to Eric Paulson. How long has he? What has he done?
He was a world champion.
If I really had to go before the UFC, that's crazy. That
judo champion,
Vale Tudo.
It was MMA. It was straight up
just
MMA
straight up.
Yeah, he was a student under Hickson and all these guys in 1990.
Wow.
So he's been at it a long time. He's trained people like Josh Barnett, Shayna Baszler's one of his people. I want to say probably Rousey. Travis Nawaza, the guy that owns I think he used to be Nawaza Apparel. He does a lot of seminars. He's a brown belt, but he's like a no-gi submission wrestler type guy. He owns a spot up in Oregon.
So that always confused me. Catch wrestling compared to jiu-jitsu. Creams, sometimes they'll have
no-gi, but more violent.
Okay,
so deliberately more violent.
Zero F's given. I'm gonna wrench your knee until you tap. I don't give a shit.
It's there's just a lot of twisting of joints and things, and I think a lot of the stuff that we look at is Brazilian jiu-jitsu leg locks and stuff.
Yeah.
And the neck cranks, a lot of things that would otherwise be not permitted by gi BJJF rules or something.
Yeah.
And also it's wrestling, so there are pins as well as your submissions and stuff.
Okay.
So I believe you can win via pinfall in
catch wrestling,
in a catch match. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's a lot of what we're doing in jiu-jitsu. It's there's a lot of pins. You use a lot of pins.
There's crossfacer too.
Well, anytime you're either mobile or you're not,
setting it up and just trying to open something up and hopefully get it.
I mean, if you look at under over control, what we do from north south, it's a pin.
Oh, I haven't mastered it, but
the overhook on the inside arm and the belt control, or the underhook on the far arm with your head down back, it's a pin.
Yeah,
right.
And then being able to transition through that's good, because if you're mobile, you can wait until the bottom guy just messes up, and you can just capitalize and
break their style. I remember wearing
exactly.
Speedo things
The paper cutter from that north south position is awesome. That's my go-to, I would say. I try to get to that hub, the north-south hub that you showed, and then try to first do the paper cutter. The only thing that I haven't successfully done is the shoulder exploder, and that's the one that I would love to fine-tune, because it's freaking powerful.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, especially when you freaking grab onto the lapel on the far side and just kind of just wreck the face, and then pull the shoulder up and explode.
You'll get good at it as you get good at finishing kimuras. Like learning how to like actually be up on the ball of your foot and like pinch your knees together at the right place, because it's a position you don't see a lot of people use. Like you'll see the guy go flat footed when they're trying to finish a kimura. Yeah. And then you wonder why like they wind up going flat back. You really got to pinch your knees together, like kind of parallel, where there's one down and then the one foot's up, but with your knee basically in line with your toe. It's not a position where you're like kind of like a Spider-Man perch, but like knees pinched together real well. Yeah. It's one of those things that if you're not seeing it on the mat happening as I'm explaining it, it's kind of hard to describe. But as you start getting good at finishing kimuras in that position, that shoulder lock also from the paper cutter fail basically comes way easier. Because you get used to that balance and really having that nice, pinch, that the real good clamp on the body with the knees.
Okay. So that's when you're in an upright position, right? Not the standard guard.
So I have the skimmick. I'm going for the paper cutter. Yeah. As I pop up, it's like really getting my knees together, and the same thing,
getting that pinch and isolating the shoulder so they're not.
And that should be the same thing when you're finishing kimura from just being on top of them, right? Yeah. Cross side, you have the kimura. You're up, one knee's down, one
is up and forward. Pinch both of them. You got it's an all day.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I went over it in like in one seminar that we did over at Evolve, and then I'm sure I taught it at AKA One World. Yeah. Actually, I know I taught it at One World a couple times.
Yeah.
But yeah.
At the 6 a.m. 6:30 class.
No, that was I do Friday nights over there sometimes.
Really? Mm-hmm. Are you going to do this Friday?
I might do.
I don't know. I was thinking about it to see maybe and try to Friday night.
I might have a press thing with Bellator for the King Mo fight this weekend.
Nice.
King Mo Ryan Bader. So I'll see. But always stoked to go see Bellator at the SAP Center in San Jose.
Yeah, I know. I've always wanted to go. I mean, the fights that I've been to or seen. Ant Doe and John fight in the Bellator. I think it was like a year ago, and I've been meaning to get out there more to try to see more of the fights, because it's a different experience when you see them live and like you see them every day on the mat at the gym, and you're just like,
it's pretty cool.
Oh shit, they're actually like in the freaking octagon, like fighting, like this is going down.
Yeah, and
totally different.
At the SAP Center, it's pretty cool because it's a huge venue for that, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll generally sit down somewhere near the floor, and you have kind of your own little socialing area. Kind of there's like a little VIP area and shit like that. You have your own concessions, your own bathroom down there.
That's awesome.
And then what was it? You got it's an all day thing though. So
like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or what the hell?
You'll wind up getting there at like 2 or 3, and you'll be there till like 10.
Damn.
Well, just because there's prelim, but Bellator has post-lim fights.
Oh, so that's like after everything's said and done.
Yeah. So if you think about you're booking a pro wrestling thing, you know how long each match is because you determine it ahead of time. The referee will be like, go home. They'll be like, this match is only supposed to be 10 minutes. If you go over, you get in fucking trouble. If you go under, you get in fucking trouble.
Oh,
right?
Wow.
So you're sharing the TV time. You're sharing the building rental, basically. You're sharing your stage. And you get a certain amount of time. That's it. Right? But with MMA, nobody knows. You know how long you have the building for.
Yeah.
You know how long you're going to be on broadcast TV for. So you try to get the correct matches on the TV broadcast.
To fill those.
But what if, let's say, worst case scenario, each one goes the full, 5, 10, 15 minutes or 25 minutes.
Or they end sooner than knockout.
Or they're like a 3-second knockout in 5 fights. What are you going to fill the card with? So they overbook them sometimes. And like, if, let's say, the prelim fights, you skate through them. Okay, we'll do all of them. And then for the main card, we'll do them now. Sometimes there are no post-lims because, hell, the fights went faster. So that some of the younger talent or like the local guys, right,
will get a chance to.
They're either going to be on early or late, and sometimes it changes, and you can.
That's why
you can find out pretty abruptly. Like, oh, remember we told you to get warm? Well, you're fighting at 9:30 or 10.
Go get a sleeping bag.
Yeah, and they're on Spike TV, so it's you're kind of at the mercy of, when is your broadcast window? It's supposed to be live, right?
Yeah.
And if you're filming for East Coast versus West Coast, and it's a whole thing. But same thing with pay-per-view. It's like a certain that this is when it's on, and it's either going to be on the show or it's not. It's like if you look at like the main like Bellator events, right? There's only like 4 or 5 fights to actually make TV when it's live.
Yeah,
they'll stuff them back in there in the end or like another broadcast or replays, but the main show is only like
is live.
Yeah,
yeah. I noticed that when I went to their fight, like at the end of the main fights, there was no more like TV cameras. It was like, oh shit, you know,
you don't hear an announcer anymore.
Yeah. So is that mentally like unstableness? Like to have the intro music? Think, okay, that was sick. It's always cool to hear the intro music.
Yeah, you need
for the fighters.
You need the music.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like a Frank Shamrock Strike Force entrance with the flames.
Yeah, the smoke or the what's his name? Goldberg with the
sparklers.
Oh yeah, and then with the tongue out and
the fucking breathing the smoke in his nose and all that.
Yeah, he's pretty badass.
Yeah,
still is badass. I think he's still wrestling.
Yeah, he shows up every once in a while. He was there last year. He was. They had him work with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
still that Brock Lesnar is still the champion in that thing. And he's supposed to fight. They were talking about having him fight the winner of Daniel Cormier, Stipe Miocic.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. And CM Punk is fighting in Chicago.
Well, is Brock Lesnar? Is he still under contract?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
He's signed with both. He re-signed with WWE, and he's also signed to UFC.
So he's due back then.
Well, he has to get in the WADA or USADA testing pool.
Oh,
and then,
okay.
Because he had that failed test against Mark Hunt.
So then that fight didn't even happen, basically. Like, even though he won, he didn't.
I don't think it turned into a no contest. I think he still has the win. He just got fined.
Oh shit. But, well, he's probably like, well, fuck it. If I'm just gonna get fined, then
he doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's Brock Lesnar. He doesn't give a fuck.
I wouldn't care too if I was Brock Lesnar.
Probably not interested. The guy lives
on sure.
farm in like Saskatchewan,
Canada, or something.
Yeah, like secluded, right, from all life.
It's pretty cool. Like he doesn't do many interviews about his life, but he did. It was like a Stone Cold podcast.
Oh no!
And
Stone Cold?
Yeah, and Stone Cold interviewed him, and they talked about like hunting and which kind of rifles he likes and where he lives and his cars and shit.
Yeah,
he's like a big Mopar guy.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So he's showing like they're both of them are into Ram Chargers and shit. So they're talking about that and
geeking out.
Yeah, like, and he doesn't really care for people. He has a really tall fence around his house, and his nearest neighbors, I think there's a mailbox like half mile away.
Oh, nice.
There's a half mile in the other direction for his nearest neighbor.
Yeah.
He was living in
Paulson. How long has he what has he done? Like, as far as, there's hella people. And then I'm sure they're like, oh, hey, Brock.
Yeah, he's not interested.
He doesn't want that shit. He just wants to be, leave me alone. I'll come out when I need to, kick some ass. I'll do some F5s and I'm out.
He does what he has to do. He shows up on the dates he's booked and that's it. Otherwise, he just wants to be left.
He doesn't want to be famous.
Yeah. Daniel Bryant, does he have his own? He doesn't even want to do movies. I don't think he's been offered movies, no? Or okay, so 0 F's given. Like, I'm going to wrench.
I mean,
he doesn't want that attention, I guess.
I just don't think he likes people very much.
Yeah.
That's it. And he was, he's pretty adamant about all that, so it's cool.
Yeah.
They got Ronda Rousey doing.
I saw that.
Did you see her match?
No, but I've seen like her outfits mimicking what Rowdy Piper.
Yeah.
So
that was the
play. Is it she's related to him somehow in it or no?
No,
it's just
she actually got her name Ronda Rousey from Piper. Like he
I didn't
blessed
know
her
that.
using it. So they were both students of Judo Gene LaBelle.
Oh,
Gene LaBelle, like the guy that taught Bruce Lee grappling.
Like not Bruce Leroy.
No, not Bruce Lee. Like
the real Bruce Lee.
Yeah, like Gene LaBelle's like, very famous grappler.
Yeah.
And he's the guy's the man. He's legend. He was Rowdy Piper's instructor too.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
He's basically said that Rowdy Piper was one of his black belts.
Judo. And for the judo or black belt, whatever.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably taught him all kinds of shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I guess through Gene LaBelle, Rowdy Piper, and Ronda Rousey, and apparently the story they're telling, or what she said pretty consistently, is that basically Rowdy Piper was very influential to her, like how he was in the ring, his promos, and then he gave her advice and stuff. I guess they were friends. Before he passed away like 2 years ago, she was on his podcast actually, I think.
Oh wow. So there's some deep connection there.
Something.
Yeah.
But Yeah, so she her first night in the company, she wore his jacket. Then I guess she had her own made.
Oh wow, that's cool.
No, the I'd say like one of the for WrestleMania, I think that's match of the night was her and Kurt Angle and Triple H and Stephanie.
Damn,
it was pretty good. Like I didn't think she would be that good, and she was pretty good.
She was decent.
Yeah, they just signed the other 2 4 horsewomen, the Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, and I don't know the other. Just don't.
I know that Diva show didn't last long. I don't even know if it still goes on. The
Total
WWE
Divas?
Total Divas.
It's up to the 9th season, man.
Is it still going on?
Yeah.
With the same people? Not John Cena and Nikki, right?
No, they have their own show. That's Total Bellas.
Oh, okay.
And then there's Ms. and Mrs.
Jesus.
Because like she married the one Quebec girl, and then so they have a kid now, and they have their own show. So there's 3 shows on E that are all WWE related.
Daniel Bryant, does he have his own show?
Well, he's on the Total Bellas, right?
Because
he's married to the other Bella.
Whatever her name is.
Yeah, they're
the one that's not divorced to or separated from John Cena. That sucks.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess she wanted to be married and have kids or whatever, and he was like, "No, I don't want to do that. I don't want that in my life right now," or something. I don't know.
I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
I don't have the E network. Like I literally watched the thing online with the Flash and Krypton. I don't have the channels.
Arrow, you got to watch Arrow.
I'm a few seasons behind now. They
losing steam.
Well, when he was with Felicity, I just got bored.
Yeah, because it turned into more of like a love story kind of thing.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it just got weird. And then whenever the Flash came out is when I stopped kind of doing the Arrow stuff.
Yeah.
I like Legends, but they got Wally West on there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They got a real Titan show coming up.
I've seen that, the live action one.
Yeah, with Robin or Nightwing, whatever he's going to be, and then Beast Boy and Starfire and Raven.
Is that a Netflix exclusive, or that's just
that's the DC Nation or DC. There's going to be a new DC online streaming service.
Oh.
It's going to have that and Young Justice Season 3.
So does that mean all the DC movies that are on Netflix, are they on Netflix? I don't know. I can't remember. But they're going to take them out?
Put it this way. In 5 years, everything that's on Netflix right now is going to go their own fucking way.
Yeah, just like what Disney did, right? Disney's doing their own
Disney and Marvel, they're pulling them all out and putting it on their Marvel-specific thing. Or a Disney-specific thing, rather. And that's going to be even more stuff because they're buying 21st Century Fox now, which is all the Fox property. So don't expect another solo Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
Like they're going to do X-Force, but if it's rated R, it's going to be deprioritized for sure.
Yeah, big time.
You're not going to see Disney doing that stuff unless they go for like a major change up.
Yeah.
And that Deadpool 2 is going to have to sell a lot of freaking tickets for that.
Yeah, I don't think you can't have Deadpool not R-rated. That's like, you can't.
I don't, you probably could if you didn't already make the first one R.
Good point. Yeah.
And then Logan, like if you didn't make that movie R, you
could probably still.
Yeah. But but I mean, what people considered PG-13 and R now versus 10 years ago is so drastically different. So they might just slide the scale a little bit. Like, no, because it's comical beheading. It's not the same, and it's fine.
No, it's okay. We're okay with that.
But as long as there's no nipples, and
Yeah, no. We need to cover that up.
Genocide, fine.
Yeah, of
poison
course.
them all.
Yeah,
no nipples.
Yeah, the genie cannot be killing people.
No.
Or the flying carpet.
Exactly, Aladdin.
They actually casted in Aladdin they're gonna make, I don't know how I know this, but anyway, there's the live action movie that they're gonna do. It's gonna be with the Pink Ranger that was in the Power Ranger movie that came out a year ago. Interesting. I don't know. I mean, growing up, I'm not gonna lie, I watched Aladdin. I mean, it's Disney.
My little cousin had me watch that, and I think that was the only cartoon movie I really watched as a kid. Like those.
Yeah, because it's Robin Williams. How can you not like Robin Williams as the genie?
Oh, I like him. Gilbert Gottfried is the other thing.
Thank you.
The parrot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Jafar's assistant.
Yeah, the bird.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've covered many things. Jiu Jitsu being the least, but change is good.
Jiu Jitsu, by the way, today is Teacher Appreciation Day.
I thought it was it's like National Nurses Week too.
Well, maybe, but I saw on Facebook. Well, anyway, what I'm getting at is thank you to all the Jiu Jitsu teachers out there, and it's greatly appreciated because I wouldn't know what I know today that I know if it wasn't for everybody. So thank you, everybody. Shout out. One World.
Thanks to all Jiu Jitsu teachers. Thanks to Mike. Thanks to Alex.
Yes.
Thanks to Dave and Matt, John Jacques, Eddie, and Eduardo Tellis, and Hanner, and the other Gracies.
Yeah.
And
everybody that made it happen.
I'm just going to keep naming names.
Keep going.
They're all probably instructors.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to thank me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I'm doing that too. Is today Tuesday? Ooh,
today's Tuesday. Right. Tomorrow, 6 a.m.
6:30 a.m.
Whoop.
Wake your bitch asses up.
Just get up.
Wednesday and Friday, 6:30
Get up, go train.
Jiu-Jitsu with me at AK Sunnyvale, and 5 days a week at One World Jiu Jitsu in Newark with Purple Belt Extraordinaire, Eric Stang. And
get some wax. Get up, get some wax with Eric Stang.
That's all I got to say about that. All right. Chad, Captain Underhook, Clint Cronin Show, Cronin Club, 444 Life, Want versus Need, buy the gear.
What?
WantVersusNeed.com, go buy some stuff. Thanks.
Peace.